Welcome to Rainbow Spotlight's most explosive episode yet. Today, we're diving deep into the scandalous success stories of 5 LGBTQ+ icons who didn't just top the charts, they shattered every barrier in their way. From Sam Smith's Grammy controversy to Lil Nas X's Satan shoes sensation, these artists turned conservative outrage into record-breaking hits. Get ready for the tea about Frank Ocean's industry-shaking coming out, Troye Sivan's rebellious rise to stardom, and Ricky Martin's dramatic transformation from teen idol to gay Latin revolutionary. These aren't just success stories, they're cultural earthquakes that changed music forever. Warning: this episode contains shocking moments, conservative meltdowns, and chart-topping clapbacks that'll leave you gagging. Drop a rainbow if you're ready for some scandalous music history. Number 1. Let me tell you about Troye Sivan's transformation from YouTuber to global gay icon. Darlings, when this fresh-faced Australian YouTuber dropped Bloom in 2018, the conservative media clutched their pearls so hard they nearly shattered. Why? Because, honey, this wasn't just another pop album. It was an unapologetically gay celebration of sexuality that had parents scrambling to check their kids' playlists. Remember that Lucky Strike video that had Fox News foaming at the mouth? While they were busy calling it inappropriate, Generation Z was making it their coming-out anthem. The controversy over its explicit beach scenes only pushed it further up the charts. As Troye tweeted, "If my gay love makes you uncomfortable, you're the problem." But let's talk about his masterful evolution. From those innocent YouTube covers to Rush becoming the unofficial summer anthem of 2023, Troye didn't just grow up, he bloomed. Even when religious groups tried boycotting his Calvin Klein campaign for being too provocative, sales skyrocketed. Those steamy scenes in Angel Baby? They made conservatives cry while making history as one of the first explicitly gay love stories on mainstream radio. The industry pushback? Oh, honey, it was fierce. Radio stations in conservative states tried censoring his pronouns, so he released even queerer versions. When brands worried about his overtly gay image, he responded by turning his concerts into full-blown pride celebrations. That controversial SNL performance? It had middle America clutching their remotes while the rest of us screamed, "Finally!" His fashion evolution caused just as much drama. Those gender-bending Met Gala looks, pure rebellion in fabric form. When critics said he was too feminine for mainstream success, he collaborated with every major fashion house, proving style has no gender. Today, Troye isn't just making music. He's creating a new blueprint for queer pop stars who refuse to water themselves down. Every inappropriate video, every controversial lyric, every bold fashion choice paves the way for more authentic LGBTQ+ expression in mainstream music. Want to hear how our next icon dealt with religious exile to become a Latino superstar? Drop a 1 in the comments if Troye's artistic rebellion made you feel seen. Rainbow Spotlight's got all the tea on artists who turned scandal into stardom. Number 2. Let me tell you about Ricky Martin's earth-shattering journey from teen idol to gay Latin revolutionary. Darlings, when Ricky finally came out in 2010, the Latin music industry imploded. The backlash? Brutal. Catholic churches across Latin America banned his music, radio stations in conservative countries blacklisted him, and family groups tried burning his albums in the streets. But honey, they didn't expect him to rise from those ashes even hotter. Let's talk about that scandalous Livin' La Vida Loca rewatch. Suddenly, conservative pundits who drooled over his hip shakes were calling his entire career gay propaganda. The Vatican itself condemned him. His response? Released Musica was Alma was Sexo with some of the gayest visuals Latin pop had ever seen. When they tried to boycott, he made the album cover himself shirtless in chains. It went number 1 in 13 countries. The political warfare? Explosive. Venezuelan president called him a bad example for youth, so Ricky performed in rainbow flag Speedos at San Juan Pride. When Miami's conservative Cuban community protested his shows, he donated all proceeds to LGBTQ+ refugee programs. That fiery speech at the Latin Grammys calling out homophobia and reggaeton? It cost him collaborations but earned him legend status. Those custody battles? Heart-wrenching. Conservative courts tried using his sexuality against him, so he took his fight public, exposing decades of institutional homophobia in the Latin legal system. When a Puerto Rican judge questioned his parenting, he responded by expanding his family and becoming the face of gay parenthood in Latin media. Today, Ricky isn't just performing. He's leading a cultural revolution. Every controversial interview about gay rights, every public appearance with his husband, every proud declaration of his identity helps dismantle centuries of machismo culture. Want to hear how our final icon survived religious conversion therapy to become a pop sensation? Drop a 2 if Ricky's courage to challenge Latin America's homophobia made you say, "Wepa!" Rainbow Spotlight's got all the tales of triumph over prejudice. Number 3, let me tell you about Lil Nas X's explosive journey that set the music industry on fire. Darlings, when Lil Nas X came out at the peak of Old Town Road in 2019, conservative America lost their minds. Here was their beloved country rap crossover star, proudly announcing he was gay during Pride Month. The backlash? Vicious. But honey, what they didn't expect was how he'd turn their hatred into hit after controversial hit. Remember that Montero, Call Me By Your Name, video that nearly broke the internet? While religious groups were having meltdowns over him giving Satan a lap dance, the song shot to number 1. Those Satan shoes with human blood that Nike tried to sue over sold out in seconds. When they tried to cancel him, he responded with the most unapologetically gay prison shower dance in industry, Baby, another number 1 hit. The controversy? Baby, he feeds on it. When schools banned his music, he sent Satan shoes to every school board member. When pastors condemned him, he posted thirst traps in church attire. Those homophobic rap veterans claiming he's destroying hip-hop, he responded by making out with his male dancer at the BET Awards. As he tweeted, "Y'all hate isn't stopping my shine, it's funding my success." Those streaming numbers? While boycott campaigns raged, Montero, the album, debuted at number 2 on Billboard, with all tracks charting simultaneously. His YouTube numbers? Astronomical. Each controversial video generates millions in free publicity from outraged conservatives. That's what we call turning lemons into rainbow lemonade. The impact on young LGBTQ+ fans? Revolutionary. While parents were panicking about his influence, queer kids finally saw someone refusing to be shamed back into the closet. His defiant response to homophobia showed a new generation how to face hate with humor and success. Today, Lil Nas X isn't just making music, he's dismantling homophobia in hip-hop one twerk at a time. Every pearl-clutching moment, every scandalous performance, every bold statement about his sexuality proves that authenticity sells, even when it makes bigots uncomfortable. Want to hear how our next icon navigated religious backlash to become a global superstar? Drop a 3 in the comments if Nas's fearless authenticity made you scream, "Period!" And don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight for more stories about LGBTQ+ artists who turned controversy into chart-topping success. Sparkles. Number 4. Let me tell you about Sam Smith's revolutionary rise that's redefining pop music. Darlings, when Sam Smith announced they were non-binary in 2019, the conservative media went into meltdown. Will this end their career, they wondered? Oh, honey, Sam didn't just survive, they thrived. Those 4 Grammys, an Oscar, and billions of streams? That's what we call a beautiful clapback. Let's talk about that controversial Unholy performance with Kim Petras at the Grammys. While Fox News was clutching their pearls and calling it satanic, the song was busy making history as the first non-binary and trans collaboration to hit number 1 on Billboard. When critics called it too provocative, Sam responded by serving even more fabulous looks in I'm Not Here to Make Friends. The conservative outrage? Just more fuel for their artistic fire? Those streaming numbers? Honey, 35 billion and counting. Even when religious groups tried boycotting their music, Sam's monthly Spotify listeners kept growing. That's what happens when authenticity meets undeniable talent. Remember that Gloria tour those parent groups tried to protest? Sold out worldwide, darling. The transformation from their stay with me days to now isn't just about music. It's about living your truth unapologetically. Yes, they lost some closed-minded fans along the way, but gained millions more who finally saw themselves represented on the global stage. As Sam said in their viral Instagram post, "Your hate won't dim my light. It just makes me sparkle harder." Even those cruel tabloid headlines about their appearance and red carpet choices couldn't stop their rise. When British media tried to shame their body-positive outfits, the fashion world embraced them even harder. Those Madonna and Calvin Harris collaborations. Proof that living authentically attracts legendary allies. The impact on young LGBTQ+ fans? Life-changing. While some parents complained about their children watching Sam's videos, countless others shared stories of how Sam helped their kids find the courage to come out. Their YouTube documentaries about gender identity have become essential viewing for LGBTQ+ youth, with millions of views and overwhelmingly positive comments. Today, Sam isn't just topping charts. They're changing the conversation about gender in pop music. Every controversial performance, every shocking outfit choice, every proud statement about their identity paves the way for future artists to be themselves. Want to hear how our next icon faced down hip-hop's homophobia to become a legend? Drop a 4 in the comments if Sam's fearless journey inspired you. And don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight for more stories about LGBTQ+ artists who turned adversity into artistry. Sparkles. Number 5. Let me tell you about Frank Ocean's revolutionary journey that changed music forever. Darlings, when Frank Ocean posted that legendary Tumblr letter in 2012, right before releasing Channel Orange, he didn't just come out, he rewrote the rules of hip-hop. In an industry known for homophobia, this beautiful soul chose truth over fear, art over acceptance, and the music world would never be the same. Channel Orange didn't just debut at number 2 on Billboard 200. It created a cultural earthquake. Those vulnerable lyrics about male pronouns in Forrest Gump had tough guys crying in their cars. The critics? They were falling over themselves with praise. Rolling Stone called it a watershed moment, while Pitchfork gave it that rare perfect 10. Even Jay-Z and Beyoncé publicly supported him when others in hip-hop stayed silent. But honey, let's talk about Blonde, an album so powerful it had to be released independently because no label could contain its genius. Debuting at number 1 in 2016, it proved that authenticity sells. Those deeply personal lyrics about sexuality and identity, they gave permission for a whole generation to express themselves freely. The visual companion piece, Endless, a masterclass in artistic freedom. That performance of Bad Religion on Jimmy Fallon, pure emotional electricity. A Muslim taxi driver, an unrequited love for a man. These weren't just lyrics. They were confessions that changed hearts and minds. The standing ovation wasn't just for the performance. It was for the courage. His influence? Honey, just look at how many artists cite him as their inspiration. Tyler, the Creator, Kevin Abstract, Lil Nas X, they all credit Frank for making space for LGBTQ+ voices in hip-hop. Those rare releases like DHL and In My Room, they break the internet every single time. Even his silence speaks volumes. In an age of constant social media presence, Frank proves that mystery enhances artistry. His Apple Music radio show, Blonded Radio, each episode becomes a cultural moment, with fans analyzing every word, every song choice. The awards? Multiple Grammys, endless critical acclaim, but his biggest trophy? the countless LGBTQ+ artists who can now be themselves because Frank Ocean kicked down those doors. As he wrote in that famous letter, "I don't know what happens now, and that's all right. I don't have any secrets I need kept anymore." Today, Frank Ocean isn't just a musician. He's a symbol of artistic integrity and personal truth. His journey shows that when you choose authenticity over industry expectations, you don't just make hits, you make history. Want to hear how our next artist turned their truth into chart-topping anthems? Drop a 5 in the comments if Frank's courage moved you to tears. And don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight for more stories about LGBTQ+ icons who changed music forever. Sparkles. From death threats to Diamond Records, these 5 incredible artists prove that authenticity sells, even when it makes the conservatives cry. Their courage to be unapologetically themselves didn't just change music, it changed the world. Want more shocking stories about LGBTQ+ icons who turned controversy into success? Rainbow Spotlight has hundreds of episodes exposing the tea. Hit that subscribe button and join our family of over 100,000 Rainbow Warriors who live for the drama. Drop a comment telling us which artist's clapback was your favorite. And don't forget to watch our playlist, LGBTQ+ Legends Who Changed History. Rainbow Spotlight, where controversy meets success. See you in our next scandal-filled episode, darlings.